for that is buzzing. Hello, darlings.
Bouncing.
Welcome to the 10 with the EV Café. 30 minutes of what's happening in sustainable transport with expert analysis from the EV Café crew, and for the very last time, superbly supported by Drax Electric Vehicles, who are passing on the news baton, and details to follow on that one. My dog's just woken up, so that's interesting. So not only have I got the dogs, but I'm lucky enough to have a couple of really rough people. We've got Sam in the house. He's looking a bit Minnie the Minx today, I think, with his jumper. But anyway,
a little bit stripes.
How are you, dear heart?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll talk about that. That's item number 1 on the news, so stand by for that one. And Paul and I have got dressed together. We are men at Go Outdoors this week, both in green jumpers. How are you, mate?
Oh, is it green? I thought it was brown. There we go. It's just... There we go. I'm okay. It's been a stodgy week inside Kirby Towers. Stodgy in my head. It's just been... So I'm, just putting it out there. I'm probably a 6 out of 10. It's been hard graft this week. It's the end of January. I know all of everybody says January blues. For the first time, I think I might have a little touch of it. But this always picks me up, so I'm happy for that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. We'll have a hug, and it'll all be still a 6, but I'll have had a hug. Sam, where are you on the scale of things? Because you've had a really, really busy week.
I think I'm probably realistically up in the 9s, John, because whilst I'm tired, it's been a hell of a week, and I'm proud of everything that we've done. So yeah, I'm up there in the looking forward to the weekend, but pretty good week.
Let us know in the comments how you are faring this week as we grab a cuppa and plug into what's been happening in clean transport this week. And the reason, or one of the many reasons, that Sam may be feeling a 9 is that GridServe opens not 1, but 2 electric commercial vehicle charging hubs. We'll go to Paul for that one.
I'm like, what? Hello.
All right, then. We'll go to Sam for that one.
I've got an opinion, though.
Oh, there's a shock. Now, this is what I'm going to throw at you, Paul. Consumer confidence in used EVs is almost non-existent. That is fascinating and comes from our partners, the AA, amongst others. Nissan's solar-powered concept car reduces the need to charge as often. That's interesting. I was going to go to Sarah for that, but sadly Sarah's not made it today, so... may have to just put that out there to you guys. What are your thoughts on Nissan's solar-powered concept car? And finally, cross-pavement charging is being blocked by high costs and council delay excuses. We call them out, or do we? Because Sam will have an opinion and it will be contrary to Paul's. But first, the EV Café commercial clap, where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
The commercial clap from the EV Café.
Innovation applauded.
Applauded indeed. And first up, Lewis District Council's Environment First waste system has taken its first steps to employing all-electric fleet. 5 Iveco E-Daily 4.25-tonne waste collectors have joined its fleet as part of a plan to fully electrify its vehicles. The new electric vehicles are powered by 3 modular batteries, which allow for a range of up to 186 miles, more than exceeding the day-to-day requirements, with vehicles covering about 10,000 miles annually. That's superb. Well done, Iveco. Well done, Lewis. Next up, Welsh Group. And our old mate Chris Welsh and his family-owned haulage firm with over 90 years of history has officially, get this, has officially deployed its 100% electric vehicle, heavy goods vehicles, to support the British Antarctic Survey in its mission to reach net zero by 2040. Chris said it's a poetic transition. We've spent 20 years moving equipment for the British Antarctic Survey using traditional methods. To now be able to support the world's leading climate researchers using the very green technology they advocate for is a proud milestone for our family business. It's fantastic to see the Welsh Group making a real difference in pioneering the use of EHGVs and sustainably supporting great work of the British Antarctic Survey. And finally, a new power management system is being adopted by major UK commercial fleets to address rising accident rates, range anxiety and downtime linked to rapid acceleration of electric vehicles. This, hold on to your hats, people, this is genius. The Vehicle Group, otherwise known as TVG, has developed EcoLimit. It's a CAN bus-based intervention that reshapes how power is delivered in electric vans, making them drive more like their diesel equivalents, but without the particulates. So, to give you an example, a diesel Ford Transit takes about 15 seconds to reach 60 miles an hour. An e-Transit can do it in just over 7 seconds. That level of acceleration is going to make a heck of a mess of your eggs in the back, let's be honest. And it's really dodgy and creates risk. So, power delivery between 0 and 40 miles an hour is consequently reduced and matched to the output of a comparable diesel van, removing harsh low-speed acceleration. Isn't that just brilliant? I love that. Guys, do you love that, Sam?
I've got this is brilliant, and the reason I love it so much is because it's reminded me of my old world again. So we had over 100 electric vans in central London. I had a full-time mechanic. I made my mechanic go around every single van, disconnect the eco button, and then hardwire it back in again, so that the drivers couldn't put the power on, so they could only use, which is exactly the same thing. It's just that my world, I had a mechanic there with a pair of pliers, but now it's becoming software enabled, which is brilliant.
It is software and so I've done a little bit of work with TVG on this very product that they've brought out. And the difference between the driving of an electric vehicle without this on it and with it on it is just incredible. But the even cleverer bit is that it just maps that 0 to 40. And 0 to 40 is kept at a sort of really sensible speed. And then 40 to 70, it's limited to 70, 40 to 70, it allows you to use that extra acceleration to hit the gaps on the motorway. So it's really clever stuff, and drivers will never know, and it makes a huge difference, and possibly up to 19% efficiency savings. Incredible.
Well, it's not just that, it's the safety element as well, of course.
Yeah,
and
massive.
EV Bino said in the comments, just put it in chill mode, but that's kind of not the point. Well, there's no driver in the world that will go, I'll put it in chill, and I'll do the right thing. No, you have to. You kind of have to put some controls and measures in there so that they, they
so
drive
one fleet, obviously, that has to remain nameless, is deploying it before they introduce the electric vans into their fleet, so that nobody will ever know that the control is there.
Yeah, my drivers were best pleased when I disconnected all of the buttons.
It's just wonderful. Well done, TVG, and everybody in the commercial clap. Good stuff. Right, should we get on with the news?
Yes.
Because there's kind of really just one story this week, which is ginormous. And that's GridServe, because they've opened 2 new public electric HGV charging hubs, allowing zero-emission freight vehicles to charge on the motorway network. The hubs at Extra Baldock on the A1M and Moto Exeter on the M5 are the first sites delivered under the Electric Freightway project, funded through the Department for Transport's ZHID programme. The HGV project involves a consortium of 25 UK hauliers and truck manufacturers, and is led by none other than Sam Clark. Now, the hubs, they are part of 7. They're going to be deployed during 2026, and further sites are likely to be Clanworth, Thurrock, Leeds, Chester and Strensham North. Sam, you must be like a dog with 2 tails.
Yes,
2 hubs.
It's, phew.
Yeah, yeah. It's an incredibly proud week, to be honest. I mean, you guys know how hard we've had to work to try and get to this point, and it is only just the beginning. But yeah, this whole ZHID and electric freightway idea was mine back as a concept, but 3 years ago, and I've worked really hard to win the money and try and get it delivered. And I was reflecting this week on the thousands of people that have been involved in this. I just started it, but I'm a tiny cog in the machine. There have been so many people, past and present, at GridServe and the hauliers and everywhere, that have got to this point. And in some respects, brilliant. We've done so well. We've put 157 trucks on the road. We've built 12 depots. We've got 7, potentially 11 public sites coming, 2 of which are now live. It's all good, but it's a drop in the ocean. We've only just begun, sadly. And so there's a hell of a long way to go yet. But it's a really, really momentous week. The first couple of hubs ever on a motorway service area of this nature, both at Moto and at extra sites, with more to come. And the uptake has been incredible. The hauliers that came, we've had representation from hauliers, from retailers, from Renault, from DAF, from Volvo, from Mercedes. They were all there on the day with customers' trucks mostly. And what was particularly cool is we had the e-Actros, 2 trucks plugged in when they arrived, and they both pulled 348 kilowatts each simultaneously, which just goes to show that when we get the infrastructure right, bear in mind trucks can only travel 15 miles an hour. They have to stop every 4.5 hours anyway for 45 minutes. If we get the infrastructure right, then charging is going to be a breeze. But, we've got a long way to go yet, but we're proving the art of the possible this week. So, yeah. Big old week, and I shall enjoy my weekend because I could do with a few hours sleep at some point.
Quite right. It was lovely to hear you just admit that you have a small cog. Paul, any thoughts?
Yeah. Do you know what? I guess what was great about this, and kudos to Sam and to the team, to turn theory and ideas into practical doing, and that is the great celebration here. 7 large truck bays just down the road from me here at Baldock, and with others in this government money. So what was really encouraging is the ZHID trials, 200 million quid. A lot of people would be forgiven for thinking, oh gosh, another waste of government money as it began. But you cannot see this as waste. You can only see this as really strong investment in the infrastructure, and it has absolutely transformed the possibilities with electric freight. 1% of traffic, 16% of emissions. This is absolutely necessary and a really, really great example of good work.
Without question. Well done, Sam. Well done, the GridServe team and everybody that's involved. The only name check you didn't make was your mum and dad. It was like a Golden Globes kind of thing. Thank everybody that you know, including my mum and dad.
Well, it's a big consortium, so it's hard to think who hasn't been involved in it. But yeah, as Paul said, and you guys have heard me say many, many, many times over the years, there's a time and a place for talking about doing stuff, but I'm very much of the camp of doing stuff and talking about it, and so I'm just delighted that we've made some material progress that is tangible. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can use it, and hopefully is going to change an industry. And that's I don't think that's an exaggeration. So
no.
I'm really, really proud to see it come to fruition.
Top job, buddy. Top job. Right, let's crack on. We've got the shout outs to do. Now then, highly amusing. The doors were kicked in this morning and the number was a 6. It's not a 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a 6:49 in the morning. Holy moly. Gary Comerford. Wow. Impressive stuff. He came on at 6:49 and said, how can it be the end of January already? I should probably take the Christmas decorations down. Can you imagine the bad luck that man has stored? Oh, ouch. Steve Warts. He clocked in at 7:09 earlier than last week, and yet was second place. But we still love you, Steve. James Hobson, Screamwash King, 8:03. Morning, darling. Happy funner day. Stuart Humphrey, always great to see you. He's here for a flipping funner Friday. We'll do what we can. Free Fs. Exactly. Belinda Guy. 10 out of 10 today. Oh, that's nice. Good for you. Ooh. Leon Gomez. Morning, team. Who else we got in here? Michael Barton. He's in sunny Bristol. Oh, Michael, do tell us about books. What you're writing. Anything fabulous? Ron Godfrey, he's here. He's in Virginia Water. Oh, get you. Oh, a matron, as he says. Anyway. Next up's Peter Heath. Peter, I owe you an apology because I forgot to send you a meeting invitation. Oops. So I'll get on that and sort that one out today. Jamie of the Fretwell. All 192 metres of him.
You're going up in 2 bigger increments, John. In a few weeks' time, you're going to...
It's going to be over Mount Everest, looking down upon the top of Mount Everest.
Anyway, happy Friday and happy payday for all those that celebrate it. Quite right, mate. Ash Bannister, 2 mugs. He's in the house. Wayne Dunn. Morning. Christian Borman. Now I like that name, a Borman. That's a good, strong name, isn't it? I'm a Christian Borman. Rrr. I'm going to chase pigs with a cross. Mark Main. Hello, mate. Leo Pickford. That's good. I've been. Yeah, I know. That was bad. Gemma Robinson in the Highlands. Morning, all. Good morning, Gemma. John Jesson. Now, isn't it wonderful to see you, Rob Dustin? Ooh, he's splashing in pool. Do tell us more. Are you in the quay, dear? Jim Blair from a blustery Glasgow. Yeah, but you see, the thing is, Jim, it might be blustery, but it's still Glasgow and still fabulous. Teresa Swift, he's in rainy Kent. Oh, sorry about that, darling. Now, Mark Smith, MBA. Ooh, hello.
Oh, hang on.
Nice to...
Did we...
Oh.
No, go on. I was just thinking
Jamie
about
Duncan.
that fella.
Jamie Duncan, you're right. I missed it. Sorry, my eye cast over. And then we have Madame Le Bonbon. She was attending, but was stuck in the waiting room. Didn't know we had a waiting room, but anyway, there we are. Golly, do tell us what it looks like in the waiting room. I'd be fascinated. Is it decorated lovely? Lloyd Allen confirming that Bristol is definitely sunny. 6 out of 10 today. Oh, perhaps you and Paul need to get together.
I think
Share
you
your
do.
sixes.
But still thankful. Still thankful. That's good.
And that speaks to the man. Quite a wonderful human being. Phil Reeves. Oh, raining charging station in the Midlands. Real location unknown. Jordan Conway. It was great to see the DAF demonstrators using the grid serve charging in Baldock. You're darn straight, mate. There were so many HGVs there. It was just brilliant to see. Mark Smith, we've done. Warren Ryan Phillips. Oh, my dear chap. Lovely to have you here. Matthew Ling from sunny Suffolk. Laura Huswick Wilkes. She's one of the Power Rangers, don't you know? Tracy Kearns. We're only talking about you yesterday, Tracy, and how wonderful you be. Ryan Carter, morning. Iveco in Teesside. And do you know what? We mentioned Iveco right at the top of this with Lewis and their dust carts. Brilliant work there. Paul Kirby, whatever. 007 Coyotes.
I know.
Morning.
Bond.
Sorry I'm late. New kitten demands attention. Right, we demand to know the name
Oh, no,
of
no,
new
no.
kitten.
It's got to be like this, isn't it? You know. Bond.
Ooh, steady.
That's the villain,
Basildon.
isn't it?
Yeah, well, I know, but, you know, it's who cares?
Anyway,
Doesn't really
shush,
matter.
1017. Mike Seymour, he's here from True Charge. Lovely to see you. And he says, well played, Sam. Nobody arguing there. Jim Blair also sending congratulations. Dougie Blair. Better late than never. You're darn straight, mate. We just love that people bother themselves and get here at all. Thank you so much. We are on it. 1018. We got 3 stories. Paul.
Just before we move on, so EV Musings ask a good question, and you trust Gary Comerford to come up with a good question. Is GridServe HGV charged pricing the same as non-HGV charging? Sam, correct me if I've got this wrong, because I'm going to answer for you.
Why don't I just answer
Sam
it?
apparently said yesterday that yes, it is currently charged at the same price. However, there is going to be discounts for agreements and possibly via cards like Power and All Star and others. But have I got that right, Sam?
Yeah, I could have just answered the question myself, Paul, but thank you. Yes,
I thought I'd channel my
I'm
inner
literally
Sam.
right here. I'm sat right here. But anyway, yes, the contactless rate is the same on the HGV as the passenger side. So we don't passenger side. So we don't discourage or don't encourage bad behaviour and people going to the wrong places. But yeah, direct deals have already begun. We've already signed up a ton of different hauliers on a direct fleet deal, which will be a different rate to the contactless one, and then roaming will come later on in the year as well. So lots of ways that people can get the charging at the rates that we hope that they would be happy with, but it's on a direct case-by-case basis at the moment.
Right. It's 10:19. Paul, I'm coming to you to answer this next story. So, Sam, if you'd speak, that would be great. Just 3% of
Well played. Yeah.
just 3% of drivers would have confidence. Just get this, right? This is serious. Just 3% of drivers would have confidence in buying a used electric vehicle, new research suggests. Concerns about battery life are a major barrier, with more than a third saying a formalised battery health certificate would give them more confidence. The research from the AA and electrifying.com also shows that there is a significant gap between perception and reality when it comes to EV batteries. Just 2% of drivers believe a battery typically lasts longer than a petrol or diesel engine, despite growing real-world evidence that modern EV batteries often outlast their combustion equivalents. Now, Paul, we were talking with Avalou this week, the battery health experts, and they provide certified evidence of a vehicle's battery health.
Correct.
Utterly brilliant. This shouldn't even be a story, but 3% have confidence at the moment. We've got a lot of work to do.
The sad truth is, we have been going on about used vehicles for 3 or 4 or even more years because we wanted actually to see ahead of the curve. We wanted to say, guys, look, actually this is going to be a problem in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years' time because the market doesn't understand the electric vehicles. So the new people, the people that are paying benefit in kind and doing all that sort of stuff, have gone away and done their research as part of big companies, and lots of people are saving tons of money with the benefit in kind as they approach the used market. And this is accentuated in the van world as well. They're coming, and the buyers of the vehicles don't have confidence first and foremost because they're not in the training world of the main OEMs. They're buying second-hand vehicles to sell on to punters at their local sites. So there is a tremendously different world that we have got to embrace, and companies like Avalou providing that confidence both at the auction houses but then also at the dealers as well. It's going to make a tremendous difference. So as somebody comes in and they say, oh yeah, well, I wouldn't touch an electric vehicle, I'm not sure about the battery. Oh well, here you go, sir, here's a nice certificate that tells you it's at 93% or 95% and actually well within the warranty. And then we help them understand. So there's an educational program needed within the auction houses to help the people buying those vehicles at scale, and then also in the dealer groups to help those people selling those vehicles so that they can be confident too. There's so many touch points that need some focus, and that's where all the help needs to be channeled in the near future.
It has to be a communication issue. For goodness sake, we know that these battery packs are working as long, if not longer, than internal combustion engine vehicles. And Lulu O'Hagan has done a video. She's going to put it out again later. Happy days there. Let's crack on. Sam, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say very quickly that I agree with everything Paul just said, but the battery passport is a good idea and also will help give some confidence in the long term. However, I think what we actually need to do in the short term is just let people realise that these batteries are not the same as their mobile phones. We must never compare the two things, even if there are occasional similarities. Never compare them. Please never compare them, because it puts the mind of people thinking that the batteries aren't going to last, because my mobile phone doesn't last more than a few years. So I think there's a general piece here where we battery passports and all these other processes, we need them, they're good, but in the short term, let's just get people's understanding up that batteries do not degrade at the same rate.
Paul.
Jim, I'd comment on Jim. Sorry, Jim doesn't agree with the research. I guess the research is the research. There was 2 companies that did it. It was the AA and electrifying.com. They've reached out to people that don't necessarily know the vehicles. So they're only reporting what they've picked up in terms of feedback. And Jim, I agree that, when people are engaged properly about the vehicles on the forecourt at the right price, they're not going to have that difficulty. They're not going to have that stress. But general knowledge out there in the big wide world of the people, the vast majority of people that don't own electric vehicles, is still really shaky.
Even if the statistics, we've still got half of the audience to deal with, right? So even if the numbers are wrong and they're way wrong, we've still got a problem that needs to be addressed.
So much going on in the chat. Mike Seymour, certificate is the way forward. Absolutely right. Avalou provide that certificate through auction houses, and we are delighted that they are sponsoring the EV Café as a gold sponsor going forward, because we have this issue to deal with. Brilliant. Liz Allen says, hello, sorry I'm so late. What have I missed? Hello, and welcome to the EV Café News at 10.
Well, Mike has answered her. She's missed it all.
You have to watch it back. You have to watch it back, Liz.
10:24. Nissan has developed a solar-powered concept car that can travel up to 14 miles per day using energy from the sun. Based on the electric Aria SUV, the new concept is equipped with 3.8 square metres of solar panels, and they feed energy into the car battery, reducing its reliance on external charging infrastructure. In ideal conditions, the system can deliver up to 14 miles of additional range a day, and during a 2-hour, 50-mile journey, it can produce 0.5 kilowatt hours of clean energy, adding up to 1.8 miles of free zero-emission range. Oh, this just feels like a lot of work for not very much gain. Sam, am I being overly pessimistic?
I think you're probably right. I think if it doesn't have a material effect on the price of the vehicle, then why not? Why not have it? But it's such a small increment relative to the total battery size of EVs that if there's a material cost difference to implement, then I'm not entirely sure it's the way forward, given you can generate such little amount of energy from that square footage.
Who is this and who has got our Sam? Because he's now agreed with Paul and he's now agreed with me. Paul.
I told you it was a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, we need more of these weeks for Sam. We need more of them. Let there be a launch every week. But I actually really like this story. I think, concepts are what we've been dealing with for the last 10 years. And concepts can become a reality, right? And what we're seeing in speed of charging, battery state of charge, types of battery, solid state batteries, all of these different types of things. Many people for a long, long time have been saying, why aren't we putting solar on roofs? Now, obviously, it's better in vans and trucks, of course, because they're bigger and you can get more energy.
Everything's better in vans and trucks.
Absolutely. But they need more energy. But here's a small vehicle. And bear in mind that the average mileage per day is not much more than 14 miles a day on many, many vehicles. So what we've got is a scenario here where you could drive for free. Now, I know that that's highly unlikely, but that continual top up, just kind of working, I think it's a really great idea. But Sam's point is right. You need to have it at cost competitive, right? But I think it's a great concept, and I would love to see the art of the possible explored fully with that idea.
Right, 10:27, I've got a race. Electric vehicle drivers wanting to access cross-pavement charging are being thwarted by cost, confusion and council delays, according to the EVA England. In new evidence submitted by the EV Driver Association to a government consultation on reforming planning rules for cross-pavement charging, it claims that drivers without driveways are being locked out of affordable EV charging. EVA England's latest driver survey focused specifically on cross-pavement charging, and of the drivers without a driveway, the vast majority, 93%, do not currently have a cross-pavement solution, and 3/4 say one could realistically work for their home. Despite this, only 8 drivers surveyed have been able to install a solution. Many described repeated refusals, months or even years of silence from councils, or being deterred by planning costs that in some case added around £500 per household on top of the installation costs approaching £3,000. Drivers also reported frustration at being told such solutions were unsafe. Oh, where do you start to unpick that lot? Let's go with Sam first.
There's a person that has a house just around the corner from me that's got a very robust cover over the pavement for their cable on their Renault Zoe, and it's so big there's no chance a wheelchair is going to get over it. So I kind of I'm always on the fence with this one. I'm going to be positive because it's a 9 out of 10 week, but whilst these solutions whilst these solutions don't massively excite me, particularly if you can't park outside your own house every day, guaranteed, then it's tricky. But I just feel like we're never going to solve this problem at the council level. There has to be something at government level, at national level, that enforces all councils to do the same thing. Otherwise, we're going to see this forever, because every council's different and they've all got different rules and regs in terms of what they can and can't do. And it's never going to end unless there's some centralised governance to force them to do it.
And let's be honest, that rarely happens. What government says is we'll give you a big scheme, you go and enforce it at local level. That's how it works. And unfortunately, we get this disparity across different local authorities. Pablo.
Really quickly, because I know we're running out of time, BT have partnered with Turbocharge to deliver this, particularly for OpenReach, who have the vast majority in their element of the business. to deploy this all around the country, and they'll be experiencing this all of the time because it's so frustrating. You know, we're a big business like this, bordering 7,000 in Openreach alone, and more in the rest of BT Group. And a lot of these vehicles go home. So, you know, to have the opportunity to charge at home, even if it's just once or twice a week and they can't do it every day because of the parking thing, one, it saves money, two, it improves efficiency, and three, it's just that feel-good factor of being able to just walk out to your van, and you know, so mentally, well-being wise for the drivers, brilliant productivity, efficiency, all of those good things. So
If they can
it's
park right
really
outside their door.
Sorry.
If they can park right outside their door.
Yeah, but that's why I said once or twice a week. Most, you know, you're going to get once or twice a week and get a full charge. They don't necessarily need a full charge every day, but many days they do. So look, you take the wins, because every time there's a win, it means that the overall cost is reduced and the productivity is increased. So even if you can do that 20% or 30% of the time, it's still better, and it may get better as time goes by, as people perhaps recognize that need and maybe then consider their neighbors. Maybe they'll talk to each other. You know, that'd be a novel, wouldn't it? So I think it's a really good thing.
Right, I'm going to abbreviate the end of this show because we've overrun. This has been an EV Café production, supported for the very last time by Drax Electric Vehicles. They remain a partner, and we look forward to working with Nick, Naomi, Rosario and the team for moons to come. Now then, other sustainability news services are available, but this is just funner!
Or purr if you're dev.
And we are now on the search for a new news sponsor. Just saying, hit us up. Right, the EV Café. We've got lots of partners. We love them all. Bless them. We are the EV Café, supporting the transition to clean transport. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, wherever it takes you, until next Friday. It's been a 9 out of 10 news. Bye.
Fun.
It's
Every
just
time
got
I-
it in.
Every time I see that, it reminds me I need a haircut.